I'm here with CEO Roy Bonnell of Allied Critical Metals, and he's just going to introduce himself and his company to us here for a quick second before we get going.
So my name is Roy Bonnell. I'm the CEO and director of Allied Critical Metals, ACM on the CSE. Allied went public maybe just 9 months ago, actually April 30th, at a value of about 20 cents and per share, and it's been a really exciting 3/4 of a year for us. We've raised about $25 million in 3 separate financings over the year, and we've managed to increase our share price 5 to 6-fold since going public, and complete a rather robust drilling campaign which demonstrated a current resource estimate of approximately 21 million tons of WO3, grading at about 0.22%. So as we move into 2026, our focus is going to be on improving that MRE, also moving towards construction, and generally taking advantage of what's proved to be very robust developing tungsten markets, and excitement even in the West about the price of tungsten going forward.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you hit a few notes that I was hoping that you would. I mean, 2025 was, your listing date was sometime in May, I believe, and had a fantastic run. You had some fantastic results, great results that helped drive it, and then just I think the market's starting to sort of percolate and understand the value that still remains here. You had like you say, a 5 or 6x just in 9 short months, maybe, and you did mention some 2026 milestones to come. Maybe can you just give it maybe a bit more concrete, just a series of benchmarks, or pardon me, checkpoints or milestones that you anticipate coming this year?
Sure, because actually earlier on in this week we announced the start of our 20,000 meter drilling campaign for 2026, which is going to, I think, underpin a lot of the milestones that we have coming up. Right away what we're doing is we're drilling out a historic high-grade breccia that's never been drilled before, so we're excited to see what we might find there before popping back to the St. Helena breccia, where we're hoping to fill out that MRE and actually do some expansion of the resource as well. We think probably near the end of February we should be announcing a PEA on the property, and we're certainly moving then towards the idea of getting into production as soon as possible, because these tungsten prices, I think where you want to be in this market is you want to be a near-term producer.
Well, and that's a perfect segue, because I mean, we've seen what gold has done, and the last couple of months since December, what silver's been up to, just a wild, violent re-rating. Tungsten is, the last 2 years of tungsten has dwarfed both of them in terms of the returns, or the re-rating that tungsten's gone through. Can you just maybe, because it is a bit more of a niche metal, a bit more opaque in terms of the market, can you just help us by giving us a bit of some market update on tungsten, where it's at right now?
Yeah, and that's part of the challenge with tungsten. It's an educational process we're going through as well, right? It's not with gold, where everyone's just interested in the deposit. Yeah. You don't get asked about gold, who'll buy it and what's it for. And that's where we started, with tungsten. But I think when we listed, my memory serves me correctly, tungsten was trading at just over $300 an MTU, and this week it was trading at $1,300. So as you said, it even dwarfs gold in terms of the run it's had this year, and those conversations about what is tungsten has turned into an immediate recognition of what it is, and people say, how high do you think it will go? So it's a lot funner to have those type of conversations. So that's been in the context of the geopolitical world and everything that we're living through, the idea of tungsten as the premier military metal that's 85% controlled by the Chinese. I think it holds a lot of interest for the investing public right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is one that I think the PEA will be having those numbers on paper for people to see. Will be an eye opener for people. If you've done any napkin math, you'll be in agreement with me. Final question to you, Roy. Just what's the biggest hurdle that Allied has to clear in 2026 to drive a further round of re-rating for investors?
I think what investors are wanting to see is a clear pathway to production. And that comes through announcements that are focused on financing our plants. I would have told you when I started this, a lot of people were saying, oh, Portugal, environmental permitting, you'll never get it. Well, we announced our environmental permitting in early January. I can tell you governments, not only in Portugal, but elsewhere in the West, have been very cooperative in terms of getting us through that process very, very quickly. And I think the next step, and I think government will be closely involved in that as well, is announcing the pathway to production, which starts with a PEA, as you said. I think that we're going to see that in the month of February. And then following that, I think we're going to see announcements that, based off of what I think is going to be a very robust PEA, announcements around financing our plants and getting into production as soon as we possibly can.
Excellent. Well, we'll call it there, short and sweet. Yeah, this is Allied is a pick for me for 2026, one of my top picks this year. I think that there's many multiples. If you can execute on your plan, then there's many multiples we had here. So this is a very, very strong pick for me this year. So yeah, thank you for your time, Ray.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Catch up soon.